Bringing a new pet into your home can be life-changing, but caring for a furry friend takes a lot of time and energy.
It does. It's a lot of work, and new owners, you should really consider how much of a commitment owning a pet actually is. And our man is here, Chris Evers from Animal Embassy. He's going to explain everything about being a responsible pet owner. And I don't know if you pulled this one out of the hat, Ben. Any connection here to the magic trick or no?
Ben's not out here with us.
So I didn't pull this one out of the hat, but we did actually discover the mother, which somebody had let go in the woods in Stamford, Connecticut. And obviously this is not a wild rabbit. This is a domestic. And this is actually the son of the rabbit that we found. So unfortunately with the holidays, oftentimes people end up buying pets, and with Easter coming up, and the fascination with the Easter bunny, so many parents and grandparents decide, let's buy the kids a rabbit. And parents are asking me all the time, what's the best pet for us to buy for our kids? And I say to the parents, the best pet for you to buy for your kids is one that you're happy to have, because kids are busy and they often get bored. And so if you don't spend time with that little baby bunny, it's going to grow up to be a big bunny, and if it's not properly socialized, it can kick, it can scratch, it can bite. So regardless of what pet people are buying, we've talked about this a lot, we rescue and adopt these animals from people that had them as pets and then decided they didn't want them.
So it's okay to get a bunny, but make sure you spend a lot of time with it.
There are different breeds. For example, the Flemish giant rabbit can get over 30 pounds, and that's a very large bunny rabbit. Then you've got things like the lions. Like a dog. Lion's mane rabbit, very cute, much smaller. So, it's just like buying a dog or a cat.
And what kind of rabbit is this?
Breed. Well, we don't even know for sure, because the mother was found in the forest by one of my staff members, so we have no idea.
Well, it's great work that you're able to not only help these animals, but also other families that are in need, and educating all these people. How about birds?
So this is Sydney, and Sydney is a challenge. Any pet can be a challenge because obviously they need care and they need time. Some animals need more time than others. And like I said, if you don't properly socialize the bunny, it's like a child. It's going to grow up to be antisocial. We don't want this. You have got to spend a lot of time with a parrot. And so many people get them. They think it's cute because they can talk. You look online, you find videos of parrots dancing. That's all very cute, but children are cute too. That doesn't mean it's going to be a picnic, caring for a child. These guys, if they don't get the attention they need, they're going to demand it, very much like a child.
Sydney's doing really well there.
He's doing great. Part of that's because he's not in his comfort zone. He's never been here before, so he's behaving himself. Back at the ranch in Stamford at Animal Embassy, we don't actually have a ranch, but back at Animal Embassy Central, I thought it sounded good. Sydney will act up if we're busy taking care of the other animals. He wants to be the center of attention. And of course, with a lot of parrots, these guys are a little bit more gregarious with other parrots of their own kind, but with a lot of parrots, they bond for life, which is very beautiful, and we try to do it ourselves, but it doesn't always work.
Well, Sydney, just so you know, this is also a second home.
He's
maybe
not comfortable
maybe
just
not.
yet.
Maybe he'll be doing the new news today or something. He'll get comfortable by then.
We have one more animal for us.
One more. So I found this one's mother also in the wild. It was crossing the road near my home in Pound Ridge, New York, and it's a very common turtle, and many people watching probably have had or have one. Oftentimes people buy them in Manhattan on the street corners, which is actually against the law. You're not allowed to buy a turtle below a certain size. I think it's 2 inches across. Don't quote me on that. Look it up, people. But these guys are sold as babies illegally, but most people that buy them, they don't know that it would be illegal to buy the baby turtle, and it's because of the salmonella risk. And it's another thing you really have to be aware of. If you don't properly care for your animal, it doesn't matter whether it's a turtle or a dog. They could be vectors of bacteria, and we've got to be really careful with that.
How old should a child be when you first get that first pet?
Well, I think it really depends on the child, because as I said, a lot of children are going to want it, and then the parents give in because they want the child to be happy, and then finally they get it, and then the child gets bored. And what's happening with these guys is people are letting them go on a regular basis. Most town parks in the country at this point have red-eared sliders that people bought when they were babies. These guys can get about this big, and this is something we really have to focus on. How big is your animal going to get? What are the care requirements? How much is it going to cost? Veterinary care for an exotic animal, I mean, for a domestic, it's expensive. For an exotic, it's more expensive. And it's a good plug for those kids that are looking to be vets, exotic animal medicine. We need some more.
Really quickly, your website?
It's animalembassy.com. We have a program called Good Pet, Bad Pet. And like your last guest, I was bullied as a kid, and we have an anti-bullying program called Creating Kindness Through Creatures. And that was in Darien, right next door. And we now are helping kids to not be bullies.
Make sure you
Thanks so
guys check
much.
them out online. Chris, as always, wonderful having you here and educating us on how to be better owners to our pets. Now we're